Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson we're going to do a basic sketch and then we're going to ink it. We're just going to draw a basic little bird here, a happy duck, and I'm going to start off with a circle here using my whole arm to get a nice shape, and then I'm going to draw a bit of a curved horizontal guideline here to get halfway or roughly halfway, it doesn't matter, and then a vertical guideline. Again, just a nice curve using my whole arm. And most important thing is here I'm drawing lightly. So draw lightly. If I could spell, draw lightly. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use basic shapes to make this drawing. Going to do a little triangle here for the beak on our little happy duck here, and then an upside down triangle for the bottom of the beak. And then I'm going to create some ovals for the eyes, and it doesn't matter if they run over the triangle here because we know that we're going to erase a lot of these lines later anyway, and when we ink it, so we can overlap, doesn't matter. Draw in the pupils here. I actually want the eyes to be bigger. So again, because we're drawing lightly, we can do that no problem. All right. Do a little lines, couple of lines for the underbelly, and then I'm going to do a big V shape for the eyebrows. And you can kind of see where my happy duck is going here. I'm not sure if he's that happy or not, but anyway, and then we'll draw these little freckles on the face here, going like that. And I'm going to just take a little bit of this belly off here. There we go. And now I'm going to turn the page so I can get a better angle. And I'm going to do these floppy feathers on top, and I'm just going to do this little heart shape. I call it a heart shape. It's a floppy heart shape, you know. Anyway, you get the idea, I think. If I do it enough times, it turns into a heart. There we go. And then let's do the tail feathers. They're kind of like angled rectangles. So let's do that again. Yeah, I like that. That will work. Okay, so we have our rough sketch done. Okay, and we'll give this guy a bit of a voice here. Fix the shape a little bit. There we go, something like that. And then he's got something to say here. I'm a happy duck. Speech bubble. And our rough sketch is done. Okay, great. So now we're going to ink it just using a basic Sharpie. Okay. And you could use brush pens, nibs and ink, whatever you like, whatever tools you have. But I'm just going to use a Sharpie. Make it real simple and easy for everybody. Okay. I'm going to turn the page to do these tail feathers. I think this one's too long, so I'm going to chop it off. And these two side ones are going to be a little shorter, and we're running out of ink on the Sharpie here, and okay, so we'll get a new Sharpie and continue on. So let's go back to, we'll do all the angled stuff first. So I'll do this little floppy section here. There we go. That's nice. All right, on to the beak. Little belly lines here. the eyes. They're going to join together in the center here, like that. Pupils close together. And then these little bird freckles or whatever they are. Markings on the bird. And then we're going to do the eyebrows. Put them right into the eyeball. There we go. All right, got a little more ink here. We can blacken these up. But this isn't a lesson on inking, so I'm not going to take very much time, as it's not, well, it's important, but I'm not going to waste your time. You can do a perfect inking job on your drawing. I just want to get the information to you here. So basically we did a rough sketch, and then we inked it, and there's a lot of lessons there. We learned to draw lightly because we know we're going to be erasing this underdrawing when we're done all our inking, and we're just going to be left with all the good lines we wanted to keep. All right, get the speech bubble in here. Okay, don't like my speech bubble, but that's good enough for this. All right, so now we are going to erase all our rough sketch lines, and I like to make sure that I erase in between my thumb and my fingers here so I don't tear the page, especially near the edges of the page. If you're not careful, you can see. There we go. So I put that speech bubble too near the edge, and it almost cost me. But that's good for you to see that, so you know not to do that. There we go. So quick and easy. Drawing can be fun. It can be fast. You don't need to think of drawing as something that always takes forever to do. And you know, I like to think of it as a sport. If you play basketball and you shoot a lot of baskets, you're probably going to get better. If you do a lot of drawing, you're probably going to get better. Let's take a look at some of the elements we used for our drawing here. We started off with a basic circle. We did some curvy lines for our guidelines. We did a couple of triangles for the beak, some ovals for the eyes, some C-curves, more ovals for the face shapes, for the underbelly lines, more curved lines, and if you need to, turn the page to get a better angle. For the eyebrows, basically just a big V on top and bottom. And then for the floppy feathers on top, I just kind of, in my mind, developed this little floppy heart thing. There we go. And for the tail feathers, again, better for me on an angle anyway, and then I can kind of do them all in one swoop without lifting my pencil. And those basic elements you're going to use over and over and over again, so it's actually a good idea to practice these things, and we'll talk about how to practice these things in an upcoming lesson. Okay, so now we're going to do the speed challenge part of this little lesson here. And depending on what it is, sometimes I will, whether it's faces or hands or whatever, I will challenge myself to be able to draw things quickly. And I've found that over time, I enjoy drawing a lot more if I can do some things quickly that I'm going to be doing all the time. So as I've taught this lesson many times live, I've decided that I want to be able to get it done really quick. And so I'm going to challenge myself to do this in under 30 seconds. And I think anybody can with a little bit of practice. So I've got my little timer here on my computer, and it gives a horrible alarm when it's done. So I am going to not talk, and I'm going to try and get this done in 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Done. Okay. I told you it was a horrible sound. And yeah, so we got that done in under 30 seconds, and then we can smooth it out a little bit and ink it, etc. Okay, and I'm going to try one more here, and you go ahead and get a paper and see. Now, obviously you don't have the experience on this drawing that I do, but give yourself a challenge, and we're going to do it one more time. 3, 2, 1, go. And we're done.